my brain and took up way too much space. Damned if I didn't already know every word. I wouldn't have hit the rocks this morning if I knew there was going to be a sound check, although Jules was going to pee her pants when I told her. I may be a professional athlete, but even I got a little starstruck over Kelsey Best. Nobody needed to know that listening in on the bits of songs she sang, testing her equipment out, lifted the dark cloud over my grumpy ass just a little. Security had already kicked everyone else out, but one scowl from me and they'd left me to my workout. Helped that I'd been coming here for years. They all knew me, and I was generous with tips when they let me in early. And the fact that I'd promised to go after a few more rounds of climbing the steps. Besides, I was here first. Kelsey and her people had shown up after sunrise, so I wasn't giving up my time just because she was one of the world's most popular singers. I needed to beat this mood, get above the line, or I'd never find my focus for practice today. It was going to be hell reviewing those tapes, and I had a feeling Coach was going to kick my ass. Sort of like I wanted to kick the ass of whoever decided it would be a good idea to add a yapping dog track to the song Kelsey was singing right now. It was really throwing off the beat. I hit the top step, gave a good stretch of my neck from one side to the other, took the last swig of my water, tossed it in the trash can, and turned to head back down the almost 200 steps to the stage area. Hold up. That barking wasn't part of the song. Kelsey just stopped singing, and the music track that accompanied her did too, but the yap, yap, yap was still going strong, and it was coming from all the way up here somewhere. Who the hell let a dog loose in the amphitheater, and a little yappy one at that? Dumb fuckers, it wasn't safe. Coyotes or mountain lions would have no qualms about making a snack out of someone's pet. I followed the sound of the barking until I saw one of the weirdest things in my ever-living life. A sparkly blue blob was barking like some kind of stuffed animal come to life. Was this a joke? Either that or I was hallucinating. Must be the lack of oxygen to my brain from going 12 laps up and down the enormous steps. Except the barking turned into a low growl, and that's when I heard the distinctive and scary as shit rattling sound coming from the scrubby trees and rocks on the north side of the path over to the parking lot at the top. The sweater was not yapping at some baby toy. Nope, that was a rattlesnake. And if I didn't do something fast, blue fluff ball of fur was going to die. I crept closer, slower than the concrete-cleated New England Rebels quarterback, and called to the pooch as quietly as I could. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Come here, you dumb little poop, before you really piss that snake off. The dog lowered its head and growled some more, but it also wagged its tail. Little bugger had heard me, but wasn't willing to give up the fight yet. I didn't know whether it was brave or dumb. But as I inched closer, the same thing could probably be said about me, too. Come on, Poochie Poo. Someone is going to be really sad if you get poisoned and eaten by that snake. Doggo still didn't back down, but its tail basically went ballistic, which did not please the rattler. Shit, I started looking around for something I could throw at the snake to distract it so I could make a dash for the pup. But I didn't see a damn thing. The Rust Rocks maintenance crew were on their fucking game. The walkway up here was immaculate. Kelsey's voice burst through the speakers, but this time it was no sound check. Has anyone seen Wiener the Pooh? If I wasn't afraid either me or the dog were about to die, I would have snort-laughed. She named her dachshund Wiener the Pooh. I had to assume that was who was growling and wagging her tail in front of me right now. I quietly called her name, but it had the same effect as before. More tail wagging. Okay, time for plan B. I slowly pulled my shirt up and over my head. No, I did not think I was going to dazzle the snake with my abs. That would have worked if Chris or Everett had tried it, I'm sure. I was the bulkiest one of the bunch, and that made me a killer defensive lineman. But not an underwear model. On the steps below, I heard people calling the dog's name, and for the first time it distracted her from her prey, which was a bad thing. I launched my t-shirt at the snake in an attempt to either cover it up or at least block it if it decided to strike. I hit the thing dead on, and while it flopped about under my shirt, I lunged forward to snag up the little dog like a fumbled football. Like I should have done in the game yesterday. Little Wiener wiggled like a happy baby and licked my face about 1,000 times. I headed toward the steps and called down. I found her! Kelsey was already halfway up the steps, and the closer she got, the more I fucking forgot how to breathe, and it wasn't the altitude.